Without us, we wouldn't be. walking to the pinball machines that opened up at 9 o'clock in the morning. And the gentleman who owned one of the pinball machines in the corner of 11th and U would always stack up the Coca-Cola bottle. Remember back when the Coca-Cola bottles used to come in these wooden crates, right? So I was so short that I couldn't, and I'm still short, but he would like stack 2 or 3 of them up, and I'm like up there, yeah, Jack. So on the way there, I see this entourage of people coming like I ain't never seen before down on U Street, because back in those days, it was Hoke Town and Herring Town. The whole corridor was like nothing but junkies and prostitutes. And I meant Ho with all respect to the prostitutes, by the way. That's the way we grew up, say, yo, Ho, what's up? But there's this man in the middle of this whole entourage of people, and he's dressed in practically most of all white, and he's got this long coat over his shoulders, never through the sleeves, and he's walking very regal. You know, I'm saying, man, this guy got to be a prince. You know, in Spanish, I'm saying, coño, he's un rey, un príncipe. Little did I know who he was till I started getting into jazz, and one day I went by Douglas down on F Street, Douglas record shop. By the way, $1.99 for the records back then, y'all. And I'm going through the bins, and I look at the kid and I go, damn, I know this dude. But by then I was in my early 20s, I'm looking, I'm going, Duke the fuck Ellington. I'm sorry, young man and young lady back there. But yeah, it was Duke Ellington. The title of the song is Things Ain't What They Used to Be, y'all. How appropriate, huh? You know that Duke Ellington wrote more songs than almost anyone else. His book is the biggest book in the history of composers. Are you all aware of that? Now, of course, we only know him as, which was, by the way, Billy Strayhorn. But we know him because, you know, said all of the popular things that he wrote. But if you check out the last 7 to 8 to 10 years of his life, where he wrote all those sacred works and all those concertos, yes, folks, genius. He gave us so much that we still haven't heard because people don't play these long pieces that he wrote. But a magnificent human being, as we know, regal, like I thought he was a prince or a king, which he is and was and will always be for us. A little bit of trivia there. Aye. Man, what you doing on the phone, bro?
I'm actually choosing a song.
How about okay, you know, we all need love, y'all. Especially nowadays. If we don't exude love, these fools out here got us beat. So what is this thing called love? What is it?
Yeah, pues.
Maestro Gregory Holloway. Yours truly, Pepe Gonzalez. Yeah. The theme today, because of Yao, was supposed to have been Howard alumni. As some of y'all already know because of the phone call that I busted him out with. Our man, the saxophone player, had his gallbladders pulled up, so he had forgotten that today was a gig. But otherwise, he would have been here with us, who is also a Howard grad. I never went to college, so I just hung around Howard.
Good afternoon, which is available here. And also, Brother Yao is the author of Inheritance, which is also available. So, I'm not going to give long bios and all that. You will hear their power on this mic. All right? So, well, there are two more chairs over here if you'd like to sit. And please enjoy.
I'm stuck in an in-between space. Now I'm trying to love a man. You should have been the one to show me how. Now I've got issues. Now I've got issues. Daddy issues. Ooh. My daddy never saw me. It's been over a decade and he still won't look at me. I always look too much like my mother, talk too much like my mother, wrote too much like my mother, lock swinging too much like my mother. A little girl's first example of how she should expect to be loved by a man will always be her father, and I expect to never be loved. I'm forever stuck in this continuous cycle of vying for men to not even love me, but just like me. Most men can't see me with their high beams. I'm ultraviolet, UV. You need special lenses just to view me, my daddy. Like most men that cycle in and out of my life have never had the right frames on. The truth has always been blinding and perception is often undiscerning. Every time I looked in the mirror, my dad was always right there. Nigerian men be so strong that they can penetrate your subconscious and manifest themselves into a god. My daddy's word echoed. His Holy Spirit lingered long after his existence. No need for a phone call or a visitation when I can be my worst bully and my own critic. I was always too loud, too rough, too fast, too skinny, not pretty. A lot of things that are in the book.
And today everyone gets a copy of that book until they run out, and then
Too witty, too bold, too brave, too free, too rough, too loud, too fast. God spoke to me and told me, Amuche, sit down, shut up, cut off those dirty locks, stop thinking for yourself, love me more than you love yourself. My daddy, bore a hole in my chest that I fear I will never fill. I could walk the trail from Mount Rainier to Anacostia and still come back missing. They say God allows for suffering, and my father has left me broken, my chest exposed, my heart too open. It's almost a rite of passage for most black girls to have to fight the world, fight themselves, and then fight their daddies too. I am a veteran of spiritual, physical, and psychological warfare. I am deeply wounded. I am desperately looking for a new religion. Men might not be able to see me, but I'm afraid they feel the hold that God still has over me. Poem. More about my parents. I like to ask the audience always before I do this one. You all are familiar with calling cards? Yes. Raise your hand if you are not familiar with calling cards. Okay. So if you had international friends or family, you could buy. I've grown to know my mother through eavesdropping in on her phone conversations. The running timeline of her life can be found on the dates in the corners of old photographs. Even when my mother and I lived underneath the same roof, our relationship was always long distance, like the calling cards she used to speak with relatives overseas. As a child, those calling cards resembled the lottery. I desperately wanted to be on the receiving end of the numbers she scratched off the back. My great aunt across the pond always hit the jackpot to my mother's heart. For a few hours a day, I would watch my mother come alive. She was always silent until the phone rang. Yeah, what? I already told these children and them I ain't making no joke. Black, Caribbean, my mother's voice echoed down hallways that permeated through drywall and plywood. Stuck in a child's place, I could never comment on the stories or conversations I overheard. Out of respect, out of confidentiality, recanting my mother's stories to even just her felt like a breach of privacy. By the time I was 15, the running timeline of my mother's life has been etched into the right side of my brain through eavesdropping. I knew about the poverty she was born into in Grenada. I knew when she moved to New York as a teenager. I knew when she had my brother at 17. I knew when she divorced my dad and moved to DC. I knew the oral history of family members I may never meet. I knew my grandmother was a Baptist and black magic practitioner. I knew about the hurricanes and the barrels of food sent home. I knew about Western Union and the money sent back home. And the money sent back home. And the money sent back home. I know now that as a child, my mother never wanted me to worry about things that were outside of my control. As an adult, I do worry. I worry that I'm stuck in a child's place, although my mother is aging and our roles are slowly reversing. Currently, my mother and I speak frequently, but our phone conversations are always brief. Even now, when I go to visit her, she is still always on the phone. Through recent eavesdropping, I learned that the medication she was taking for back pain was due to an ovarian cyst. I learned that she almost passed out at work and is now taking medication for high blood pressure. I learned about her father's passing, my cousin's suicide. My mother is slowly becoming intangible on this continent. Her retirement is looming. In 3 years, she will leave me here alone in Babylon. And although I'm considering leaving with her to escape the rat race and the first world false hopes of community and the American dream, I welcome this new season of our relationship. I hope that the Atlantic Ocean can bridge the gap between us. I hope she puts me on speed dial on WhatsApp. I hope that I can finally get to know her beyond third-person inferences and eavesdrop context clues. Thank you.
Yep, and for everybody that's got the book, it's the first poem in the banned books. In Africa, when an old man dies, it's a library burning, Mpate Ba. And y'all know this one. Give a man a fish and he eats for a day. Teach a man to fish and feed him for a lifetime. Fall into the lake's mist this September, cool the air over and under a silver line, attached to a weight and a hook, into water to find the bottom. Rest there a minute. Not far from here, my father on the edge above the plane of the water, he's looking down and looking out on a bank where earth shows its guts, roots of trees, and the deep, dark tone of what lies underneath. He's singing silence. Fake worms, lures, hands, arching the fingertips, threading, twisting, moving in the early light. Did he know the November he died, his tackle box, his denim overalls, a small spray can catfish bait, the smell of dried spam, rotting preserved, the shriveled worm pasted to a rusted hook. Did my father understand the great metaphors when he taught me art of watching water, of pulling out the tangles in a line, of singing want with its subtle distinctions? When he taught me waiting, he did not wait. He did not teach. Messy man with dirt caked into the ovals of his nails, blood and guts smeared across his waist, cigarettes dangling out of his mouth, smoke rising, killing and dying, raising his voice without patience, tone I took his hate. Then I was afraid. The ghost of his eyes. Thunder and impatience over tiny things, watching a rod, a line bending, throwing rocks into the water, not paying attention. Did my father know of the burned Egyptian libraries? Did he know himself as sages prescribed? Man with bamboo walking into the tall plants trying to find a good spot. If man is a symbol, my father is a penny. He's brown, copper, and abundant everywhere. He is used and useless. Did he know that writing is not moment? Dusk is not really black. Human is not flesh. That we are really impossible and believe in less. I banned his books in grief, my God. I've forgotten those mornings like nights, those nights like mornings. All right, and the next poem is, that's about my father. This one's about my mother. The name of the book is Inheritance. That's them. I think 1958 when they got married, before I was a thought. All right, so the next poem is called Law. We'll give it a shot. Law.
Like L-O-A-W?
L-A-W, yep. So just saying, I mean, you know, Sammy, thanks a lot, you know, for jazz and poetry, because, you know, the art is the writing and the craft is the page. But the craft is also the stage, you know? And it's fun, and, you know, it's just a beautiful thing to have a whole bunch of people here. But I studied with Sekou Sundiata, and he always had a band. He he might be mad at me right now because I ain't been performing with bands, but just to take the poems and the work and the skill set. But you need somebody like Sammy or APM to be able to do that, you know. So thank you. Yeah. And this is law. Growing up, there were always two laws. My mother, the greatest, who made enemies if necessary out of the trash man or the paper boy. Sometimes she was a queen without court and details, command so precise you could not follow if you were not one of her students. If you did not know her nobility, you might think she was crazy in her house dress, standing in the driveway, shutting down football games or calling the police or the government, the inspector, all of them. A great law made in heaven, not by God himself, but one of his angels, handed down to earth through a rope in the sky, shipped to Nashville by airmail, and then given as a gift on her birthday to my grandmother by the Orishas themselves, disguised as vagabonds, door-to-door merchants like Elijah Muhammad and Daddy Grace before they became men with wings and symbols. And there was a second law which came from heaven too. A white heaven, like all heavens I suppose, with angels, wings white, large and frightening, and white sheets like laundry day blowing in the wind, even the tiles in the place white. And of course the people, southern and white with talk and gentility, and a surface kindness and hospitality, which would make you think there never was a South or a slave or hatred. Oh, and the great talks of God, who fed men with a few fish, who made man and woman, who blessed America with Christianity and Ronald Reagan, and gave birth to tiny heavens all across America where the gospel was followed like strange black men in white neighborhoods. This was 1975 and people were angry and running or slowing down from running or trying to figure out why people were running, and the world was glass then as the world is glass now. But then people walked with that glass like it was their mother's crystal, like she had told them, you better be careful and you better not break it. So like I said, there were two great laws. The greater my mother and the lesser made of missionaries and Bibles and hellfire. And with these two laws there were two tongues, one the lesser and one the greater, and two musics and two beauties and two clothes and two friends, two of everything you can imagine, simple and big as an ark, where we walked towards the ship's belly to roar in the darkness, to find ourselves and to be saved.
Okay, so this one is not in the book, but it follows a poem that is in the book. I wrote this week, actually. I've been trying to write a poem in memoriam for my cousin who took his own life in March. And it's been really a hard topic for me to write about, and it's because I struggle with my own issues with suicide and self-harm. But this is something that I wrote for him, and it's going to lead into the next poem. And the title of this one is Heaven Untitled, and then the next one is called Self-Discipline. So. Mhm. It wasn't the calm, cool face of the river that asked you for a kiss. You found your reflection hanging in a noose, and death soon followed. I get it. The earth is ghetto. Sometimes it feels as if there's only one way out of this holy hell. Like love, like life, like death. Does heaven too burn soon after you taste it? I used to practice self-harm in the same way that Christian youth practice abstinence. I was 11 when I first began my suicide preventative care method. My poetry was never deep enough to cut through the emotions that always seemed to pile up at the center of my left forearm or my left thigh. I carved symbols and hieroglyphics into my skin and then translated them into blood. For 5 years, I slept with a knife hidden underneath my pillowcase. At night, I used it to chase non-consensual demons away. I was just trying to cope with my innocence lost to incest. I still felt the pain of being molded and manipulated after years of holding my breath. I had finally found a solution that allowed me to take matters into my own hands. My adolescence was the height of my depression. Back then, I painted smiles on my face that never cracked. Too black in the face to ever turn blue, I held my breath until I was numb. I could never fix my lips to tell anyone that I was drowning, but I could always grab a blade and flick my wrist. I was just trying to cope with contemplating suicide. I chose suffering over dying. I picked up the habit of rolling up my problems into trees and leaves and whispering them out into the summer's breeze, the winter's eve, and everything else in between. But too many one-sided conversations only left me with ashes at my feet. In college, I continued to practice my suicide preventative care method. For 6 more years, I kept a Swiss Army knife on the dresser next to my bed. I was just trying to cut through stress, disappointment, miscommunication, self-pity, loneliness, racism, not being black enough, the growing pains of childhood trauma and adversity, death, non-consensual relations, regret. I tried to cope through therapy, poetry, exercise, sex, and extensive to-do list. I tried to be more like my mother, but my strong woman composure was crumbling on the outside. I struggled to keep all of my knives in the kitchen as I watched self-discipline turn into an addiction. For 11 years, I practiced self-harm in the same way that Christian youth practice abstinence. I was only trying to cope and stay alive. I was only trying to survive instead of living to thrive. For the past 5 years, I've been learning how to turn self-discipline into self-love, into self-care. I've been learning how to let my emotions rise. And although I've slipped up twice, I've also been successful at conquering my addiction over 1,000 times. My strength is not measured by how few tears I let fall from my eyes, but rather how I choose to cope with my truth long after the pages have turned and the ink has dried.
The Miner Speaks of the Underground. This is from my second book, One Shoe Marching Towards Heaven. Or maybe something bluesy. You could try. Yeah. So the miner speaks of the underground. I minded the mines. I minded the mines forever, 'cause mining is forever, 'cause hope is forever. The tired religion, the tried and tired religion. I tried and I tried to sing on top, but I am a miner who loves the underground. Under the ground I hold and hollow out the earth under the earth. I know my business, underground, always been underground. My business, the mines I minded. Each morning I sink into the earth. Birds singing as I go down, the song as I go down, the song of going down, the song going down into the black earth, the song of death, the song of work underneath the earth, smoke, cough, taking breath. Under the earth is bad breath. We breathe the breath along singers. Under the earth we take a pickaxe and machine to stone and weight, mud, moist rock. We rock and swing, sing and swing. Deep under the earth we do the dance that is a day's hard work. We sing. They do what they do, they overhead. They do what they do is doing, they overhead. Sing and swing, sing and swing. Somebody bring me my hammer. God knows, only God knows. Somebody bring me my hammer. There's no steel like will. There's nothing to steal under the earth. There's nothing to steal even. Steady now. That's the song we sing. Say we crazy for going down there in the morning. It still looks like night there in the morning. The stillness looks like night. They say this underground like dying, but damn they love my song. They say, damn, that man can sing. But they hate this underground. They think they know. Oh Lord, they think they know. They think they know this underground sound. But they don't know no Ogun. They don't know no hammer. But Lord, they love this song. They sing and they sing it, but don't want to be like me. Don't want to be underground. Don't want to sing no underground. Don't want to be in the dark. Don't want to be underground. Don't want to be in the night. But that's all right. That's why I mind, and I mind my own business in the underground. That's why I sing the tired and tried religion. That's why I mind the minds. That's why I mind my own damn business. That's why I sing. That's why I sing. That's why I sing the way I do. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm going to read this one a cappella. I read two poems about my parents. And I've written all these series of poems about my father that I'll compile eventually that really sort of record of the changing consciousness of my parents. You know, I talked to my son one day, my oldest son, and I said, read our family like a book, like the Bible. And what does that mean? That means that you think you know, you understand something, but you don't understand everything. You keep reading it, and the longer you read it, the longer you go back, the more you get a sense of how your consciousness changes, and that there was something there in the beginning that you didn't necessarily see. So we are the books, right? I mean, we write books, but people are the book. We could sit here in the present, and it's nothing but poetry. So this is a poem about the changing consciousness of my parents, and in particular their divorce. So it's called My Father Rides His Horse into the Distance. What now? She asked, and slams the door. Violence hidden and the sex underneath that. I want you to walk across the room and just cry a little, but don't let nobody see it. Both of them, like opposites and ideas with flesh pasted onto skeletons. Then the dust comes, then the speeches, the long rants in heads, fights that have no words, the dead people who could not rest, the sun going down. The old streets of the city where once there were horses, a man singing ice, milk, butter, bread, what it's all about. He goes outside and talks to the man in the always winter. The cold is heated by his breath. He whispers and white smoke rises. He sings the only song he knows. He will not go back into the house. He buys a horse who is too old to run and grabs the rope and walks him down the street and into the night, and the cold swallows him.
So my book, it is divided into, I thought I'd share this. It's divided into 3 sections. So the first section is called The Sunlight.
Thank you.
She's heavy-handed. She puts too much pepper in her stew. She's addicted to leaving his mouth watering and numbing his taste buds too. Her brown hands have an affinity for remixing recipes. She's addicted to smothering love and violence, marinating trust and control, melting away vocal cords and snatching up egos. Her palms are coated in seasoning. I see the bouillon all over his face. Her love language is physical touch. Her love language is taboo. She knows his eyes will always say more than his lips. She knows real men aren't supposed to flinch at the taste of pepper. He swallows the heat, chasing his silence with water. I watch him try and water their seeds with the fire on high while trying to avoid her boiling point. Everybody likes a hot and spicy mommy until they get scolded and burned. In spite of the spice, I hope there's still a little sugar at his roots, a little cane juice to sip to reset his taste buds. A little cane juice to sip when things get too taboo. And this is called Strange Fruit Laying, like laying on the ground. A bullet in your limb, blood on your Timbs, blood on the concrete, blood on my street. A bullet in your limb, blood on your Timbs, blood on the concrete, blood on my street. No nooses and no rope, just that ammo that they blow. No nooses and no rope, but somehow we still choke. There's blood on the concrete and blood at the root. They aim at your body 'cause they want your youth. You might not make it past your 9th birthday. Since Uvalde, I haven't watched the news. I recently opened up a newspaper only to find that Antoine choked too. You might not make it past 14, 19, 21, 22. The only time we collectively pray for black bodies is after they've become rotten fruit, strange fruit laying. The only time we collectively pray for black bodies is in mourning. We barely even pray for black women who die at the hands of police or at the hands of the partners with whom they shared a roof and a place to sleep. If you die today, don't expect to make the trending topics, let alone the news. If you survive your bullet wounds today, don't expect to make the trending topics, let alone the news. What is the cost of taking a black life? What is the cost of taking a black life when no one wants to be a snitch? No peace, no justice, just fate interfered by a clip. There is no method to this madness. They will use you for target practice. They will shoot you in your leg today and return tomorrow to get you in your grave. Strange fruit lane, we are all still choking. We are all still hanging. No nooses and no rope. Just guns and ammo that they blow. No nooses and no rope, but somehow we still choke. There's blood on the concrete, and there's blood at the root. They want your life, that blackberry fruit. A bullet in your limb, blood on your Timbs, blood on the concrete. Blood on my street. A bullet in your limb, blood on your Timbs, blood on the concrete. Blood on my street. Thank you.
Sophisticated lady. Okay, that's all right. No, hook you up, bro.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. You want me to just start? Just jump in, or?
Oh, it's you.
It's a work song for mama. With a wrench, you removed the dripping faucet that kept time through the night like a clock. You swept the street and raked the leaves, laid a coat of black asphalt across the driveway where the concrete was cracking. You found solutions. Pulled a ladder out of the sky and climbed high, where all the men in the neighborhood saw you searching for leaks and offered you their hands. From the ground beneath their feet, they could see, from the ground beneath your feet, they could see a woman who would do anything, demanded or seen, offered what you could not take, a singing that is promised and beautiful, like the springs when you would lay a treatment on the greenest lawn for blocks around. while I was chanting alphabets or calling numbers into the forest of memory. Taking a pencil to paper, you were making dollars into umbrellas. Climbing a mountain with 2 children strapped to your back. You cut shrubs down to size. Put your hands into the drains and pulled out the impossible. Your many works of art, breathing and standing. A child thrown into a bathtub full of ice cubes. Oh, breaker of fevers. Woman with hand like shovels and garden hoses, screwdrivers and putty knives, headed into nights with the same glossy eyes men use only for the day. You kept your promises and kept them small. Your children, your house, singing in the morning as I woke up to the sound of a typewriter and music played on a turntable older than my understanding that you're doing and done. You're doing and done. You're doing and done are as close to perfect as I will ever find in the world. How beautiful you are, like those old and scratched records in the morning, singing just below your voice. You guys all right? Yeah. Oh, okay. Everybody's so intent. Like looking out at like 50 sets of eyes. Like, oh, am I here? It's all good. All right, so we'll try speaker. This is interesting. Different type of poem, but we'll see what happens. The microphone, the holy object, the way brothers held it, held the day. Get down, doo-wop, hips, everybody on the same step. Tommy Smith with his fist raised in the air. He's the fastest man in the world, wearing gold sneakers, talking nonsense. He, hero of the children who want to run fast out of the corner store. But y'all know that shit don't happen no more. You gotta point out your candy behind the plexiglass. Broken English of capitalism, ghetto a stairway made out of fried chicken bones, cigarettes, a mosaic of liquor bottles. You gotta take off the plexiglass burr if you wanna see. You gotta turn off your radio if you wanna hear the speaker. 125th backwoods stomp in the forest. I remember the first time we heard the low-end theory. Philosophy of bass in a car with the heat on, must have been December, blowing fog into our hands. We knew it was the move. Craig Mack, flavor in your ear. Nonsense. What is he talking about? But it made that other sense that oozed warm through the speaker. Our last year in high school where every party was Eric B and Rakim telling me, you got it, you got it, you got it. Paid in full, speaker pulse down in the night on V Street behind the tinted windows where they race the bikes and cars. You can smell burnt tires in the air. That's it, right there. At the traffic light, red stop sign. You can feel the nigga look in your rear view mirror. Watch your back, watch out. Bass massaging your eardrums. Them old school brothers with Congos down at Malcolm X Park ain't got no electricity. Or Malcolm's own voice wandering in America's purgatory on the spools of brown magnetic tape, traveling the Sisyphean circle of a CD speaker. You got it. Soul, not just the sound system, but the system of sound. Break it down to the old man outside the subway station who talks out of his head, whose head is mumble dingy, tired country, all this nonsense. The president, Christmas pagan, worshippers of the Antichrist, of the freakadeekism of transistors and CDs and DVDs. Jesus was a speaker. I is a speaker. What this is now is running through me. I be it, I believe.
So the second poem, well, I'll do the first one. It's kind of short, kind of bleed into the. I'll perform them together, but the second one was inspired by Afro Blue. So, yeah.
6, right?
This is called Love Language, this first poem. Our words hung low in the air. I was dizzy. Love at first intonation kept my mind burning, stomach churning, passion stirring. I followed your voice and found my body was steering down roads I had never before been. Your words had me twisting and turning, but they never led me to a dead end. We were two balls of energy whose minds had been yearning for an intellectual journey. With your words, you kissed me. I allowed your stories to caress me. With your point of view, you slowly undressed me. Entering our own dimension of time, I let your tongue dance up and down my spine and ignored all of the warning signs as we sped through flashing yellow lights. I never thought that I would ever find myself this open, fully clothed, but we were both naked. Dream of a land my soul is from. I hear a hand stroke on a drum. Shades of delight, cocoa hue, rich as the night, Afro blue. We smoke haze and sip chocolate water on the bench outside of the hotel. We might be the only guests native to the dying city, the only evidence of a chocolate city legacy. We float down white hallways like murals down U Street, within a few hundred square feet of white towels and white sheets. We find our solitude. We make ourselves comfortable, and I pretend we are a product of Marion Barry's dream. Our small hotel room transforms into a penthouse suite overlooking the wharf. I watch your skin glow in the evening sun. The red-orange skyline perfectly illustrates our sentiments of compassion and intimacy. We take our place on the bed. Our semi-sweet bodies absorb what is left of the sun. It is in moments like these where I feel the safest. I want to take you home with me. Our escapades across the city have left me yearning for permanent residency. I try to be
Fun poem. It's got some good patterns in it. So, riff on patriotism and nostalgia. I walk around like I walk. I walk around like I ain't got no country. Like I'm dazed in a strobe light room. In a room where they read. Where someone is reading from the book. The big book on freedom. Big black Bible book. With pages, tissue, paper, thin. You flip them too fast and they tear. They thin like toilet paper. Thin like tissue you use to wipe your nose. Thin like the walls in the house where somebody get mad, somebody get angry. They punch the wall angry, clench their fist, and it tears right through. I heard them whisper. I heard them whisper next door. I heard them like secret police. I'm the secret police. The man who hears whispers. Check the eyes. You always gotta check the eyes. I check the eyes. Does he have ghosts? Does he sing the national anthem? Which national anthem? Which anthem? Which M? Which them? Which day? Which way does he feel? Does he sing of freedom and what does he mean? I mean, is it a mean song of freedom? Secessionist song about splitting the country, taking over the country there, splitting it in half. Half the folks I know never know what I'm talking about when I'm talking. They got that patriotism tattooed on their shoulder. They got a flex bicep, arm wrestle for ego. Put it down, we'll put you down if you talk about their country. That's why I walk around. Sometimes walk around like I ain't got no country. It's about the color, the red, the white, and the blue, the color of my skin. Black and blue, which them, which they. I got 3 things I'm trying to be. 1, free. 2, just like you. And 3, me. I mean, what you think the Constitution is all about? Shout and scream your American dream. What have you done? Now they pulling the women in bikinis with stars and stripes on them. A beer can that means America. I got it. I got it bad and that ain't good. I read the signs, names of cities I ain't supposed to go to. Sides of town, sundown, bring the ruckus sides of towns. I'm not supposed to be here. Amongst all these glimmering lights, I like to eat out in my 2 country, 3 country and count all the ways to say I love you. I got a fist, I got a lynch rope, the gold medal tied around my neck. This running backwards dream, this American trek towards the sea. What does it do? What does it all mean? And I say backstroke, swim on your back, float. I say walk around like you got a country. Fake it if you can't make it. Do what you gotta do. Do something important like you've been studying the masters. Get old and you got a whole bunch of pockets, you be like, where's my shit? Gray hair, glasses, and can't find your stuff in your own pockets. Yep. All right, so the last poem is actually a poem that I wrote for Brian Gilmore, who is one of my favorite DC poets. And I have to give a shout out to Cindy and Quasi, 2 of my oldest friends. I know Quasi 40 years. Cindy, hellified jazz singer. They keep the music in my life. It's such an honor. I don't even read that much. You guys are here, so favorite people, you know. All at Howard together, yeah, with Antonio and them, yeah. So this poem is written for Brian Gilmore and his inverse that I met in China. This guy named Jita Jallo from Sierra Leone, who has that same brilliant, quirky intellect that Brian has, which always keeps you guessing, you know. So I'm on the other side of the world and I meet this guy that's like Brian. I'm like, yeah, I guess it's a small world, right? So that's the name of the poem, right? Big circles, Hold on, let me make sure I got the right title before I lie to you guys. Small Circles, Big Wide World for Jeter Jallo and Brian Gilmore. And so, the streets of Wuhan look like New York at night. If you ain't never been there, you wouldn't believe me. Maybe Paris or Amsterdam, but not Wuhan. I mean, who ever heard of Wuhan? China, city, bright lights, subway. Once I saw the moon rise so bright, I thought about the other side of the world. Like who I was, what I was, looking at, looking for, how far away home is, what I was looking at more than who was looking at me. I come from America, so the staring ain't never bothered me. I mean, I've been frisked, so eye frisking don't matter. The 10,000 eyes, I didn't give a shit. Nobody thought I had a gun. I learned to not mind the minding. Where I come from, it's different. Our own American danger. So I post up with Jeter, a Jallo from the tribe of tribes. I done heard about with jeans and he got rage just like mine. We Jinjo, Fijo, talk shit and eat chicken feet. On the street, eat with chopsticks like Pan-Africanism is more and less than Garvey, Nkrumah and Padmore. In this city we sing some song, some name that the Chinese don't know. He from Freetown, and I'm from the land of the free. Half the folks I know will say, this ain't a poem. Africa ain't a country, it's a continent. Cheap wine and cheap cigarettes, lazy Susans, and the paper boxes ornament of the old empire, and all the Chinese people coming in from the hills, to the skyscraper cities, to Starbucks and Burger King. Eat malatang every day, suck some sweet, eat some breakfast, lunch and dinner, slurp the wine and say, Gambe, like we say, bottoms up. China bottoms up. The world spins on its axis, flips every day. You got an African and an African American singing blues across the sea. Jeter laugh, I'm like, it's just you and me. Worlds apart in the world we don't know. Charles Taylor destroyed Freetown. He once stayed on my street in Atlanta, Maryland. In a city nobody knows, just like the Chinese cities. Like Pijo, like Wuhan. We get drunk and ask, what's a poem got to do with anything? I told Jeter I lost my business and my head broke. Jeter said the dogs in Moyan were like the dogs in Freetown. They ate flesh. We all eat flesh, he said. We look each other in the eyes and say, my father, rage, passion, love, red eyes, and the strange music we sing to ourselves when we are drunk or so happy the world will not take us seriously. Those dogs, Jeter said, you gotta kill them.
Amuche the poet. Brother Yao. William Knowles. Holloway. Pepe Gonzalez. See, I didn't have to give bios. They laid it out, didn't they?
Yeah.
All right. A little business. You know that the arts are under attack in this country. We pay our poets, we pay our musicians, we keep the lights on, the heat, all of that from grants and generous contributions. Anything that you are able to provide, put in the box, use the QR code, is a generous contribution. So if you are able, please do. Also, there is a book around here someplace that you can put your name and email address if you'd like to get a list of everything that happens during the month. If you write all of that down so I can read it and we can let you know of everything that's happening. The next event occurring is the open mic, If All the Trees Were Pins. That's November 21st from 6 to 8. My phone is telling me something, I don't know. Let's see. Right. If you could, the art on the walls is Pedro Piedra. I said Pedro, didn't I? Pepe Piedra. And Wilfredo Valladares.
Yeah, where's Wilfredo?
And it is all under the name of Sueño. Thank you. And the wind blows. The wind blows and everything vibrates. Just like this room.
Can I ask a favor?
Yes.
You have your phone up there? If you have a book, can you hold it up?
Oh, yeah.
And can we take a picture of you guys with the book?
Most certainly.
That we give them? They are actually, we were able to do that due to a grant from the national.
Have a good time. It's so good to see all of you. I'm tired of winter in October 30th. So it's warm in here now. Enjoy it. Please come back. Remember the third Sunday of every month. It's usually here.
December through February will be at the Mount Pleasant Library.
Aha.
Same time, but winter months is a little larger space.
Right.
And we get a chance to
Spread out a little bit, and it'll be the refurbished Mount Pleasant Library. Okay? So, enough of me talking. I will just say, I'm Brandon D. Johnson, and this is American Poetry Museum. Thank you.
Te la mando.